Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We are back on the PTS with Saati and her event skins, which is what I'll be covering today. Might be my last video on the PTS, I'm not sure just yet, but as you can see, it looks rather magnificent, at least in my opinion. I also like the Recolor, which we'll be playing with as well, Crimson Tide. The weapon specifically is the star of the show here, because with Saati, she doesn't have a crazy amount of room, I thought, to make a cool skin. As you can kind of tell, they removed her jacket, they gave her the golden one and the red color. I like Saati's design by default, but here they really have nailed it. I haven't played with it yet in a game, but I've seen other people use it, and obviously the live stream. It looks fantastic in third person when you're seeing it, in a game, but also first person. The weapon looks to be incredibly well done. This skin, pun somewhat intended, blew me out of the water and left me honestly very, very impressed. I didn't think they'd be able to do something like this with Saati, and yeah, has gone quite a bit above what I was expecting. The recolor I like as well, but the hair in the default version really does do it for me, which is why I prefer it to this one. The face markings are a little bit more obvious than they are here. I just think they've done a great job with it. I mean, literally the colors I've used for my background are like the colors for this skin. You can see why I like it. So I'm guessing now ahead of time before I even play with it, it's going to be like a 9, maybe even a 9.5. I don't know what the effects are going to be like, we'll see. We're just going to be playing with standard Saati setups that I've shown you before. I made a bunch of videos on Saati. I actually like her as a character to play as well, so that's definitely why I've been seeing more videos on her than some of the other releases we've had. I feel like I did a bit of a messy job there explaining the intro, but yeah, skin looks fantastic. I have a million things I could compliment about it. It just looks great. I'll play with the base one first and then the recolor, and yeah, see you in game one. Two things I nearly forgot to mention: I'm actually playing on EU now because it's a more normal time and it's populated, so I can actually find games and stuff. And the other reason why I'm kind of deducting points from this skin is that the coin, at least in the menus, is the same as her base one, but in game I'm pretty sure it's different. So I don't know why they didn't bother to make the altered version of the coin show up in the menus. Maybe it's just too much work, I don't know. Shoutouts to, I think that was our Corvus or our Azan. We also have a Yag and a Lian, and then for their side of Ray is in, Alex, another Azan of course, and Array. I guess we'll go ahead and grab improvised. I'm very tempted to go for heads or tails or wind of opportunity, but because of the server staff, I think I might just play it safe and go for the Q setup. Here's a look at the weapon. The shading and just the detail on it is so goddamn well done. The coin is kind of disappointing because, as you can see there, it is a different coin and they just didn't bother to actually change it when you inspect it. Or never mind, I guess I am queuing on an A. I thought I was queuing on a U. I'm an idiot. Love the vids. I understand you don't respond. High scoops. Shoutouts to the two of them. Let's go into round one. I didn't buy items. I actually just forgot to buy items. I'm the one person in this game who just didn't buy any. That's fine. Cauterize one. Hopefully won't make a difference. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am playing on an A just from the ping and stuff. There's a hit on the coin. We'll just get some free explosions on that. I'm completely out of meter. Probably shouldn't have fired into the Zim, but whatever. Hits into Azan. Saati does suffer a little bit from server stuff, but in live the servers are kind of iffy, so I'm somewhat adjusted to it. I'd say we'll drop both of our decoys here on the point. He's trying to go round. My accuracy definitely isn't the best, but I say that as I get a headshot, of course. There's some hits on Azan. There's a Q, more hits. We'll just jump back a bit. I think I'm probably going to die here. My shots have actually been somewhat on point so far. Can we finish off the legs? I'm trying to sneak through the shot. Lian's got me covered. Drop the Q there. Push up a bit on the Corvus. I don't know why he was not expecting me to do that. My jump just straight didn't work. There goes the Ray. Okay, we'll get rid of the Zin. He went into below. Sure, there's some hits on the Azan. 440. Obviously with the damage reduction he's got, we'll throw the Q and finish him off. If I can just land these. There we go. Go ahead and pop the ult. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. This is definitely staying in a 9. The weapon looks great, but the ult is kind of underwhelming. Even though I love the skin, I think it looks fantastic. The ult is kind of underwhelming, and I was hoping it would have a bit more to it, but I guess I have to make it very obvious what it is. It would be kind of cool if it looked like different on your side at least, but we'll drop the Q. The decoys are also kind of underwhelming. They, I think, actually have a different bottom, but Saati looks the same, which is very strange. That does really show you though that even though there are quite a few things I don't like about this skin, the positive parts about it really just overwhelm those negatives. We've got the 2-0. We'll go ahead and actually buy items. I just won the entire first round without buying anything, which is kind of funny. Hopefully nobody noticed that one. I really hope you guys don't take my ratings too seriously, because it is just give you like a simplified view of how I feel about a skin. I just like so many things about this, the negative things, even though they take off like half a point or a point each in my head, I still think that this ends up being like a 9 just because of how much I like the other parts about it. Surprisingly, even though I've been recording videos all day today, I'm actually making somewhat solid sentences and making sense. I'm hopefully not going to cut this one up too much. We'll drop the Q there and push round the side. Azan's pulling up the wall. Zin's just ulting. Rip. Well, I'm dead. Tried to move around a bit there, but that was a very, very awkward first fight. We got 60% of the point just because I think Yag and Azan were sitting on it. I feel like both teams there played very, very weird. They were walking around the different sides and we were as well, but one of us was on the point luckily. Dead to the Ray. Apparently I took all of my damage from her. I don't know if that's right or not, but I think it might be. I just took like 3k from the Ray and nobody else even hit me. Okay. I think she was going for like a hybrid sort of setup. She went for focus and then, you know, the stuff that kind of screws me over. Even with the nerf to Midnight Stroll, that setup for Ray is still horrible to go against. It's like a damage. That's Azan dropping down after the ult. We'll get some hits on him. We go for ours. I guess we'll just blast anybody we can hit, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to try and F away. There's an ult going around there. That's Corvus ulting, I think. I don't know. I'm just trying to finish off this Azan, but I'm having a hard time, just in general, apparently. Push up a bit, get some hits on him. There goes Corvus. Hits on the Azan. My accuracy is off by such a little bit. It's really annoying me. Like when I'm hitting the Azan, I'm missing him by like a little bit because I'm firing like slightly left or right of his shoulders, just because his model isn't something that I'm used to firing at, so I'm not really sure where I should be just generally aiming. I don't know if they have a Lex, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure their Lex isn't here. I'm dead to the Ray. My damage just gets cut massively whenever I'm trying to duel her, and also her hitbox is a bit shit. We'll grab some Haven and run back in, try and hold his defense. It is 2-1, so even if they push it, it's not too bad. Yikes, going for the ult there on the Azan. Very clean kill. She didn't need to die for it, but it worked out fantastically. Triple shot there on the Zin. I feel like going for the Q setup on Ray here, not Ray. Saati was a bit of a misplay. What am I even taking damage from? Oh, Corvus. Okay. We're going to be able to finish him off? Yes. That somehow worked. I don't know. We're still going to grab Haven even after the nerf, just because it's an incredibly strong item for us to have, as everybody else seems to agree. Arizon there saying that it feels really good to play. I would agree. He's a very satisfying character. Like I said in the intro video, he has a lot of combo abilities, and the downtime isn't too crazy, so it feels like you're pretty much always, you know, doing something active. We'll go for Nimble. Do I go for Nimble? I don't know. The slow on the Ray really shuts me down. I think I'm just going to focus on getting Haven. Ray went round for a flank. We'll just focus here. Leon's going for the ult. Her damage reduction is brutal. Not as bad as my aim, though. She went for the ult. There's a Q. Can we get rid of the Zin? No. Don't really know what my plan is here. We're going to go for the ult. Blast the Ray and the Zin. They're actually lining up for me here. She went for the ult. That was a bit of a shit play. Can we finish her off? Yes. Can we get rid of the Zin as well? He's one hit. There we go. Shouts Azan. We're still up 3-1. Can we get back on it? Push in with the little speed we get from units, or Amita, I mean. We got rid of the legs. We managed to snipe him. Rock up from the Azan there. Very, very useful. We'll get a reload in. More shots on him. I wish I was just a little bit more accurate on him, because it's really annoying me that I miss by such like a minimum margin. We'll drop another Q. Zin is on left side. I'll call that. We'll drop a Q here. Get some hits on the Azan, as he is quite low. Our Azan ulted him. He should be dead. My accuracy really is shit today. Corvus dealing with the Zin. Finished him off. Nice. That's going to be a 4-1. I think, yeah, no overtime trigger or anything. There is the victory. Said this before in a different Saati video, but she's one of those characters where I play significantly better when I'm not recording. Sounds like a crappy excuse, but that doesn't apply to every character. Saati's just one where you have to be accurate like the entire time, so it makes a pretty big difference. We went 9-4, 73k, quite happy with that. Leon did a great job. Corvus healed for a ton. Yag did okay. Azan did pretty good. Then for their side, they're all pretty straightforward. We'll re-queue, jump into a game 2. That was an insta-queue, pretty much. We'll grab our Saati again. I think she's here in the bottom left. We'll switch the skin. Here's a look at the animation with the skin. I really wish they changed the coin. That's the one thing about it that really upsets me, is the fact they didn't change it, because it would make a pretty big difference. It looks fine with the normal coin. I was just hoping they'd add that little touch. It doesn't really make that big of a difference in game unless you're using the inspector. You're never going to notice it, and in the menus you do kind of, but it doesn't really matter that much when you're actually just playing Saati normally. It's whatever. We've got CGI Spines for game 2. We've got an Azan, we've got a Mavis in, and a Ying. Props to whoever did the weapon for Saati. I said that in the overview video, but they just absolutely nailed it. The red one actually looks good as well. I prefer the blue one, as you'd probably expect me to, but the red one looks pretty good as well, and I'm sure some of you will prefer this. Think I have officially been disconnected. Is it going to put me back to the menu? Because I haven't actually crashed in Paladins. Apparently there's the victory from last game, because it didn't get me back to the menu. Instead it kicked me back to the lobby screen, because that's where I re-queued from. Okay, I am quite tempted to queue for another one, but my voice is shredded and I want to save it so I can do maybe more PTS videos if I get a chance. But I'll just quickly jump into target practice to fully show you the weapon, because I don't feel like I gave you a proper look at the red one. I am a little bit disappointed that the Q isn't more different. I think they added this stuff at the bottom that wasn't there before. I think it's usually just bombs, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Saati looking like normal Saati is a bit disappointing. I'd have been fine with them leaving it as a cardboard cutout. Doesn't make that much sense, but yeah, they didn't update it, which kind of sucks. The coin does look pretty good. The water effects are also really nice. You've got water effects on your weapon and your decoy, and the F is very minimal, as you'd expect. And yeah, the ultimate on the red weapon actually looks killer with the blue effect there. That looks surprisingly good. The effects on it, though, are kind of disappointing. It looked different there, though. Why did it look different? It looked different than it did when I played with it in game. There is an effect on it. It looks like a fish. Why does the effect not show like all the time. Oh, I guess it's when it's through walls it shows as the other thing. Okay, I retract what I said earlier about the ultimate. It just works differently than I thought it did. It actually does have an effect on it though, and it looks, yeah, kind of like a shark fish thing. I can't tell, maybe it's like a submarine missile or something. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks cool. They've actually changed it. Props to him. I retracted what I said earlier. It now goes up to like a 925. And yeah, just overall, it is a set of killer skins, in my opinion. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on it, of course, in the comments. Let me know. Is there anything else you want to see me cover on the PTS? Saati here on the menu. How appropriate. Really, really like this one. An easy 925 or maybe 9.5, somewhere up there. Saying that though, I would rate the recolored version a little bit lower because the colors on this one are really what do it for me. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys all really, really soon. And as always, stay Frost, stay.